and I hereby call the Town of Babylon Rental Board to order. Today is July 8th, 2026. Please stand with us and join us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Sal Mangano. With me this evening is Carla Bryant, Maria Adisi, Mike Murray, Mark Smith, Patrick Nolan, and Kelly Medwig is excused this evening. For the record, we do have a quorum present.
Before we begin calling the hearing scheduled for this evening, I would like to take a moment and explain our procedures. I will call the hearing scheduled one at a time in the order that has been published in a legal notice and listed on our agenda. Starting with case number 1, I will read the legal notice aloud. The applicant or an authorized representative will step up to the podium. The speaker must give his or her name and home address for the record. All speakers will be sworn in by myself. The applicant or the representative will be given an opportunity to present any information that they wish to present to the board. If none, we will proceed to board questions. After board questions, any interested parties will have an opportunity to speak. The applicant will be called back at the end of the hearing to respond to any questions or concerns. The public hearing will likely be closed after the applicant answers any final questions. Should there be any open issues on the application or items that need to be remedied or corrected, the hearing may be held open for a longer period in the board's discretion to allow time for the applicant to make such corrections. If you wish to speak, ladies and gentlemen, please keep it to the property issues and the property issues only. At this time, we ask you please silence your cell phones. And please note, the rental board shall have the right to rely on any information that is presented by the applicant. If any such information is later found to be inaccurate or incorrect, the rental board may determine that any approvals, rental permits, or other actions previously granted in connection with the applicant are null and void. Thank you.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I just want to remind everyone that before we actually hear the cases, earlier today, we put in the addresses into a program which checks for any short-term rentals like Airbnbs and VRBOs, which is against the law in the Town of Babylon. I'd like to call the first public hearing, a new application, 1473 2nd Street in West Babylon. 1473 2nd Street, West Babylon. Okay. We'll put that on second call. Next public hearing is a renewal, 1195 Great Neck Road in Copeg. Hey, how are you, sir?
How are you?
Good. Please raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Thank you, sir. For the record, can you please state your name and your home address?
My name is Santi Caponia. I live in 14 Romeo Drive in Smithtown, New York.
Thank you, sir. When you sent in the renewal, do you agree to the terms and conditions that the town sent you?
The renewal I had all the time.
Yeah. No, you're saying but you agree to the terms and conditions. There was a form that you had to sign, and you signed it, right?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Anyone here from the board wish to speak regarding this property?
Yes, I would, Mr. Chairman.
Yes, sir.
Hi, how are you tonight, sir? My name is Mike.
Thank you.
There's just a few things we'd like you to take care of before you are given your permit. Okay? First one is that you have to remove all the debris, the tires, all that stuff that's on the property. That all has to be...
Yes, they did. They did already.
When did they do that?
They did the other day because the garbage, they put it out, they didn't pass the holiday.
The inspector was there at 11:01 today.
Oh, he was there today?
He was there today.
Okay.
Okay?
I'll check it again.
Okay, just so you know, before you give him the permit, this all has to be taken care of, okay?
Okay.
So any debris on the property, there's 2 pallets there, the tires, You also have 2 vehicles in the driveway, okay? Now, one has a plate, an out-of-state plate, but that's okay. But it's an expired out-of-state plate.
Okay.
So I would recommend that any vehicles that are on the property have to be inspected and registered. If it's from a different state, that's fine. But if you look, I
It's
think I have,
expired, huh?
yeah. There's the picture where it says, see that?
Yes.
Okay, the Virginia plate?
Yeah.
It expired in '25,
Okay.
all right? So either you remove them, or if they're licensed or whatever, it's okay.
They want the-
And one other question. I see that there's a meter on the garage.
That's for my boiler. I pay for the boiler, electric, and they pay their own electric.
So that's
That's, yes.
your, so there's nobody residing in that
No,
garage?
the inspector looked at it. There's my old 82 Eldorado in there.
Okay, all right.
That's it. That's for my boilers separate, so I don't have to say, I'll give you.
No, I understand, yeah.
That's it.
You're just going to have to give me the 82 Eldorado.
Okay. So there, the inspector looked at it. Every day he looks, every time.
All right, sir, thank you very much.
Okay.
So once you straighten those things out, let Kerry know in the rental board, and we'll send the inspector back out
Okay.
before you get your permit,
Let
okay?
them know at
No,
the
no,
rental
hold on
board
one
then
sec.
after they remove everything.
Yeah, let her know when all the items are
Okay.
taken
I
care
will.
of.
Thank
Just give me one sec, so just stay up there 1 second. Just stay there. Anyone here in the audience wish to speak regarding this property?
Anyone, excuse me?
No, in the audience. I just have to make sure there's no one here in the audience that want to speak on this property. So hearing none, at this time, do we have a motion?
No.
Motion to extend until what date?
You don't need much time, right? Maybe a week to take care of all that?
Yeah, no. I'll
Next
do it
week,
tomorrow.
we'll send the inspector.
Okay.
Okay, until July 22nd, okay?
Okay, until
We'll
the
extend this till
22nd.
July 22nd, then just let us know, we'll get the inspector out there, then you get your permit, as long as everything's done.
Thank you.
Seconded by?
Seconded by Carla Bryant.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none. Okay, sir, so we're going to extend this to July 22nd for you, sir.
July 22nd.
Yep, need to clean up the tires, the debris, the pallets, and the 2 cars that are, okay?
Very good, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir, have a good night.
He lived, not there, but.
Okay. At this time, we'll be hearing the revocation, which is 654 Centerwood Street in West Babylon. If you could please step forward.
Good evening,
Good evening, sir. How are you today?
members of the board. Gerard Glass, 72 East Main Street. I'm the attorney for the applicant.
Please raise your
No,
right hand,
I
sir.
wouldn't say the applicants, we're not applying to get it revoked, actually.
So please raise your right hand, sir. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Thank you, sir.
So my role here tonight is responsive. We received a notice about revocation, potential revocation of the permit. We're here to cooperate. The landlord has a history in the town spanning decades, many decades. They have 10 rental properties in the town, all have rental permits. The only awareness we have of what the town's complaints are is we received a generic letter from the town indicating what the violation was from Jorge Rosario. My client immediately reacted, came down to town hall and said, "What is the problem?" He indicated that they were doing laundry on the porch and that on Father's Day, they were drinking beer on the front lawn. Other than that, we are here to react to whatever the complaint is and cooperate with whatever the wishes of the board are. They're on a month-to-month lease. They've been there since 2019. It is a big house with a big family in it. There have not been any summonses issued in recent memory in connection with the property. So I'm not 100% sure how to react other than I give you the history. Other than the tenants have generally been communicative with the landlord. The landlord has, anytime there's been a complaint, gone to the home and addressed things directly with the tenants. They're a good, hardworking, extended Dominican family. I physically came to the house. The landlord thought it was serious enough to bring me in. But they're also, based upon what the complaint is, willing to comply with whatever requests you have. I did not see when I was there any physical property maintenance issues. I understand that the tenant, came out, we spoke to them, they knew we were coming. They allowed us in for a full house inspection. I did the inspection with my client. There's one kitchen in the house. There's not complaints regarding parking or anything like that. It's an 8-bedroom house. So the only thing I will say is, I don't know what the board would like to see happen, so that you would have to tell me. I don't know what the complaints are other than, and nor does my client, other than what I just explained to you about a washing machine that was getting thrown out. I don't think they were doing laundry on the front stoop because it just doesn't make any sense to me, on the front porch. I think that it was there because it was on its way to the curb. The tenants have been responsive with what I can see from discussions with my client and a review of the records, with a handful of complaints over the years. That's all I can tell you.
I have a question for you, sir.
Sure.
No, go. Did you contact Mr. Rosario
Yes,
and you had a conversation with him?
I did.
And he told you everything? For his department to get involved, it has to be happening for a while.
He said that there had been other complaints. I am unaware of, other than what I've just told you, a handful of complaints. They were issued summonses a couple years ago, paid a fine, problem resolved. So, from a landlord-tenant standpoint, we're here to cooperate.
No, we understand that.
I'm not bound for a term. So you want the tenant out, the tenant goes. But keep in mind that there's two sides to this. What he explained to me is he had a complaint from the Civic. I don't think this is, from what I can see, in your top 10. But I don't know. All I can tell you is the letter is nondescript. Doesn't say because of the following. It just says this is the section of the code that the town attorney's office is calling you in on.
It didn't say that?
It did not. I have it if you like it. I'd like to see it. But it basically said that there's a section of the code that authorizes the town attorney's office to bring us in. My client came to town hall, spoke with Jorge. He was, busy with other matters, of course, so he could only speak with her briefly. And then I followed up. I deal with him regularly, so I got right on the phone with me, and he said that it was a complaint from the Civic. So I expected to come here and hear what the complaint was from the Civic. The limited information I have is about an appliance being on the lawn, and that on Father's Day they were drinking beer out front. What we addressed when we were there last Friday with the tenants is you can't keep an appliance on. I don't even know how long it was there. We periodically visit it, but my client said that the first she heard about it was when we got this complaint from Jorge. Appliance was gone by the time we got there.
Because he does have inspectors that will sit on properties on the weekends, at night.
Yeah, no problem.
But what I'm saying to you is, you said you don't think anybody was doing laundry. Is that correct?
Well, because it would just seem odd to move the washing machine out onto the stoop to do it when they have a place inside to do it.
We see a lot of odd things come across.
He wouldn't just say this if, I'm assuming, if one of his inspectors didn't see it.
I'm with you, and I'd love to hear why, and if it's something that you find offensive enough, in your discretion, give me the word, and I'll serve the notice. I can't be any more forthcoming. My client can't be
No, I
any
get it.
more
I
forthcoming.
understand.
We will say this. I think it would be unfortunate for this family. We will say this also, that, there are concerns we have. This is a big house. So when I went through it, dated but clean, and it's a big family. It's got 8 bedrooms, this house. It's an oddity. So, we are mildly concerned about what might follow, considering the fact that this tenant, when we tell them, you can't do this. I mean, you know, the cultural thing is of them doing anything on the front lawn is, you know, something that I think is cultural. And we've explained to them, no more of that in the backyard.
Is there a
Simple
fence in
enough
the
to
back?
resolve. Just go in the backyard. Nobody hears you.
Was there a fence in the back? Or was it?
Jorge mentioned to me that he thought that an addition of a fence might help, and that's something certainly, you know, we're willing to consider to shield the neighbors from anything that they might find, or keep things quiet. Fences make good neighbors.
Questions?
I understand you have concerns for the people living there, but we have concerns for the people that live around there.
Okay, understood,
Okay.
but just basic due process. Can you just tell me what we did wrong, so we know what to tell the tenant?
So,
There was complaints, for a few years, there's been getting complaints about noise and garbage. They got reports of a washing machine on the front porch, doing laundry, hanging on the front porch of the house, drinking beers and making noise. They did suggest a fence, and, you know, the Civic was, you know, the Civic is also involved. You know,
So it sounds pretty much what Jorge said is what the issue, you know, we can, the tenants, just as the landlord has rights, property rights, the tenant, we were renting this property long before you even had a rental ordinance. With that in mind, we're still here to cooperate. If based on that, you say, I want, as a board, these tenants vacated, I'll serve them notice. We can also go and reaffirm and explain to them with some clarity, more clarity, like anything that goes on has got to be in the backyard. You can't make excessive noise.
we would never want someone to lose their house. We would never want a tenant to lose their house. I mean, that's just, you know, not fair to the landlord or to the tenant. You know,
with that said, excuse me, Mr.
yeah, of course, yes, sir.
They've been told. They've been there a while, right? They've been told about things over the years, correct?
Yes, but.
Okay,
you know,
so we still have things happening.
Well, I'm going to just say this. Rather than be the lawyer, I'm going to tell you we're willing to cooperate again and say if you want a notice, you know, I could get up here and say, wait a second here now. You know, I'm here without even a notice telling me what we did wrong. It's called due process. We got a constitution, we got property rights. I'm not saying any of that. Instead, what I'm
And
saying
we could
is
just revoke it right now, but we'll work together.
I understand that, but I've said my message throughout has been one of cooperation. But you know, you have people that get warnings. It's an 8-bedroom house. So what we are doing is we will go back and reaffirm everything that we just talked about. You go in the backyard. We will evaluate whether or not a fence is going to limit and work with Jorge.
Well, if Mr. Rosario requested a fence, I don't think he just requested because he wants one. He
Okay.
has his reasons.
So I think we would have to have a conversation of where, what type, you know, and that's something that the landlord will either respond or, again, if you want these folks evicted,
No, we
Great.
don't want anybody to lose their house, you know, that's, we're not saying that.
I appreciate
You know, and we want to work with you and you want to work with us, and we want to work with the landlord, we want to work with the,
Okay.
you know, we want to work with the neighbors as well.
So when I was there on Friday, I don't know when the complaint came in, but there was no washing machine there.
But they knew you were coming.
Yes, they did.
Okay.
She made an appointment. She said, look, my lawyer's coming. I want to talk to you about this.
Okay.
About what's going on. We have a complaint. You may not be allowed to stay anymore. Just, all right. This is Shireen Parisi, but
Yes. Hi.
don't let them.
Yeah, you know, and just let your attorney speak, you know, obviously.
So can I suggest the following?
I have
think there's
questions.
a few other board members that would like to speak as well, so.
Sure.
Okay.
Patrick Nolan. How long has the property been owned by the current owner?
It's been in the family for years, 30 years.
Decades.
Decades? Okay. And the current tenant since 2019?
Correct.
And how many notices of violation?
Let me just swear in. Please raise your right hand.
Oh, sorry.
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Thank you. For the record, please state your name and your address.
Shireen Parisi, 700 Sunrise Highway, West Babylon, New York.
Thank you.
117.
That's your home address, ma'am?
That's my business address.
What's your home address?
135 Oakside Drive, Smithtown, New York, 11787.
Okay, thank you.
Just to be clear, who am I addressing? My questions, you're both standing at the podium. Okay, how many, since 29, tenant that's there currently, the house is zoned for 8 bedrooms? That's all in order, correct? We can confirm. How many violations have been written since 2019?
On this particular property,
It's a handful.
a handful. It was the noise, and it was the vehicles being parked on the grass,
Yeah.
and this.
How many times has the town written a violation since 2019?
This one today, which I don't know what I'm cited for,
This is
two
not a
times.
violation, we got notice for a revocation.
Revocation.
Otherwise,
Two,
there was one other time you got
with
summonses.
the grass and the music.
Okay. I think, Mr. Rosario was out there. I don't know which side a fence was suggested in. Is that something that you're willing to install if that's what means the neighbors are, if it makes the current tenants better neighbors?
I know my attorney, that, I have a lawyer, but I want to apologize. I feel really bad at, what happened with the Civic Association. And I made it clear to them, they cannot play loud music. I made it really,
But
really, really
the
clear.
instant complaints, let me just
Yeah.
stay on point.
Yeah.
The answer is, I'm assuming he's going to want a fence, it's corner property, on the one side that is, abuts the street, the rear yard. Is that something that you would consider? Is that, there is no fence on that side of the yard that is,
We find out from Jorge what
Well, the property's fully fenced. This is what my concern is that, yes, I've had 2 complaints, and we have this, and I don't know what this is. And I can't foresee what the future is going to be. I can tell them not to do something, but I can't be there. And I feel really badly about this. I sincerely do. And it's heartbreaking because I was there yesterday, and I know they want to do the right thing, but I cannot honestly tell you going forward.
What's
that I'm
stopping
not
them from
gonna
doing
have
the
an
right thing?
issue.
I'm not asking for you to
Yeah.
predict the future,
Yeah, so-
but I am asking you to take accountability for the past, and it's been a blighted property.
And that's why I'm willing to take-
The stated purpose of the board is that homes that are issued rental permits should not be distinguishable from the properties in their neighborhood that surround them. Would you say that this property meets that standard?
let me interject, I'm sorry. I don't know that we agree with the term blighted. I think that there have been exactly what she's testified is that there are a handful of complaints since 2019. What she feels bad about and is trying to express to you is that we cannot give you an assurance, nor can anyone that comes up here, I would guess, that these tenants are going to be perfect.
We're not asking for anything in the future.
We can give you an assurance, but you've got a handful of complaints.
That's a lot. For us to hear about a property, we don't get many, we don't hear from people. I mean, you saw tonight, there's, the public very rarely comes out to object unless there's a reason for it. We're not asking for future guarantees. We're asking for community membership and compliance today. And I would like, I'd like you, can you answer? Like, hold on.
What I could assure you of, and I'm prepared to do, is to serve them notice to vacate the property,
We don't need that to happen.
because I feel really bad about
They're not responsible for what the outside of the house looks like. That's your responsibility. I want to know if you feel that it meets the standard that it is not distinguishable from an owner-occupied property that in the immediate vicinity.
Well, I'm going to answer that for her. That's why I'm here, with all due respect.
Well, that's why we have, when I said we have two
I
people.
appreciate that, but the complaints don't deal with property maintenance. It passed its inspection. When I went there, at least when I was there, there was no litter. So if I had a lease where I couldn't evict them based upon a statutory notice, I probably would have a real problem evicting them based upon what I've heard so far, because they're intermittent violations. So when I walk in before a district court judge, and I'm there all the time, I've been doing it for 42 years, the judge is going to say, did you fix it? Okay. So all we can tell you is we can go there and warn. Because there have been a couple of instances, we have concerns about whether or not it's sinking in with them.
You mentioned earlier that you've been to the property.
Yes.
Okay. Do you feel that it meets the standard of not being distinguishable from an owner-occupied property in the area?
So what I would say is it the nicest house on the block? No, but the house it's way better than one right next door, and others in this immediate neighborhood. There are people that really take care of their property wonderfully, and there are some that don't take care of it wonderfully. The tenants are responsible for the property maintenance. I think that because of this, the landlord has been really policing it.
It might be the condition of the lease that they take care of the outside of the house, but it's still the responsibility of the property owner to abide by the terms of the permit.
Right, and for that, that's why she accepts responsibility and is committed to interjecting herself more deeply into making sure that they do what they're supposed to do. But again, if I serve them a complaint about the,
We have no interest in evicting them, going after anybody. It doesn't sound like this is very much like a behavioral problem, that having the washing machine on the front steps, like that was a problem. It's been remedied. That's fine. I didn't hear you answer the question. Like, is the property indistinguishable from owner-occupied properties in the area? Because you said that.
I couldn't tell it was a rent, I could not say this is a rental property by just looking at it.
Okay. And you said that, that people take care of their homes and beautifully.
Some do beautifully, and others are more moderate. It's a mixed neighborhood to that extent.
Would your client agree that this property is taken care of beautifully?
No.
Okay.
I think that the tenants could certainly take better care of it, and my client has decided to interject herself into this, and with or without the support of the board or direction of the board, will serve a notice on these folks if we don't want to be here.
That's entirely up to you.
Yeah.
I think we should leave here today with the goal that the answer to that question is yes. Right now, it's a no. And terms and conditions of the permit is that that when it is distinguishable, and I haven't been out there, I'm gonna go out. I'm gonna suggest that we extend this matter today to give a chance for improvement and correction and whatever else is available to us. But I'd like to. I'm just gonna go out. I'll walk in.
I'll speak to Mr. Rosario as well between now and the when this reconvenes, and inquire of him where he would like to see the fence, just so there's a sense of clarity, and respond to the board as to whether or not that's, fences make good neighbors. I think we'd be willing to do that.
I appreciate you coming in. Appreciate you being part of the process.
Sorry for the trouble.
Yeah, I apologize, and I feel really badly. And I know I'm not happy with the situation.
I look forward to seeing the improvements
No,
that you make to the
honestly,
property.
I'm not happy with it.
I look-
I take pride in my properties. And if I'm there, you'll see me with a broom. I'll be picking up the garbage, and that's me. And it's upsetting, because when I give the properties, I give it to them immaculately. And I have no control, and I can only do so much. And then, you know, even if I'm there, I need you to help me, and then just ignore me. So that's why I said to my attorney, the only thing I know I have control over is not having them there. I don't know what else to do.
I look forward to the
Yeah.
property being made beautiful.
Yeah,
Thank you for your
thank
sensitivity
you.
as well.
Thank you.
Is there anyone else from the board that wishes to speak regarding this matter? At this time, do we have a motion?
Motion to extend, date 7/22? Motion to extend to July 22nd.
Seconded by Mark Smith.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none. We're going to extend this to July 22nd, just so we can speak with Jorge, and I know you want to speak with Jorge.
Sure.
You know, we'll see what we could do, what you guys could do to kind of make, and as you said, fences do make good neighbors, so maybe that might be a step in the right direction.
Fair enough.
Thank you very much for
Thank
your
you
time.
so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
As we move on to second call, 1473 Second Street in West Babylon. Please come forward. How you doing, sir?
How are
Please
you?
raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Thank you. For the record, sir, please state your name and your home address.
Yes. My name is Avinash Agnihotri, and my address is 1473 Second Street, West Babylon, New York.
So you live in this house?
No,
No, okay, what's your home address? where you-
17 Scott Lane, Manorville, New York.
Thank you. Ma'am, please raise your right hand. You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, I do.
Please state your name and your home address as well.
Sure, Lefta Agnes Humphrey, and 1473 Second Street.
Again, your home address.
Yeah, the
Oh,
home
my
address.
home address, sorry, 17 Scott Lane, Manorville, New York.
Thank you very much. When you sent in the application, do you agree to the terms and conditions on this property?
Do we?
Agree to the terms and conditions
Yes.
of the property? Okay, good.
Yes.
Anyone here from the board wish to speak regarding this property?
Oh, thank you.
No, thank you.
Anyone here in the audience wish to speak regarding this property? Okay, just have a seat, okay? Hello, ma'am.
There for you.
Good. Please raise your right hand. Okay.
Would you like it?
Thank you. Please raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Thank you. For the record, please state your name and your home address.
Sure. Kelly Anzamardi, 1466 West Babylon.
Thank you very much.
1466.
Second Street in West Babylon.
you.
What did I say? Sorry. Dear members of the Town of Babylon Rental Board, my husband Joe Jankowski and I are here to express our serious concerns regarding the rental permit application for the property located at 1473 Second Street in West Babylon. The property is owned by Avinash and Lata Agnihotri, residents of Manorville, New York, who also own multiple residential properties in the town of Babylon, including 1473 Second Street in West Babylon, 1544 4th Street in West Babylon, 1050 North Indiana Avenue in Lindenhurst, 84 Anderson Avenue in North Babylon. Based on our first-hand experience as neighboring residents, we believe the owners have demonstrated a pattern of operating rental properties with little regard for town regulations or the impact of surrounding neighborhoods. Specifically, Mr. Agnihotri rented the property at 1473 Second Street for approximately 6 years without obtaining the required rental permit. During that time, he represented to the town under oath that he resided at the property when, to our knowledge, he did not nor ever has. The home was also occupied by 2 separate families simultaneously, which we understand is not permitted. The lack of responsible property management had a significant impact on our neighborhood. Over several years, we experienced repeated disturbances, including frequent police responses for domestic violence incidents, ongoing harassment of neighbors, vulgar and offensive language directed at myself in front of my 2 young children and other nearby residents, excessive and improper parking that blocked driveways and damaged neighbors' lawns, and the operation of an unauthorized eyelash extension business from the residents. As absentee landlords, the Agnihotris appeared to have little knowledge of or involvement in addressing these ongoing issues. We also recognize the considerable effort that the town officials invested over approximately 18 months to resolve this situation and ultimately secure the removal of the tenants. We appreciate the work that the town performed on behalf of our community. Despite this history, the property was advertised for rent with a promised move-in date of July 1st, 2026, and prospective tenants were shown the home before the owners had obtained the required rental permit or successfully completed the town's inspection process. In fact, the property initially failed inspection and required a second inspection before it could proceed. Our concern is that given the owner's past conduct, including what we believe has been a pattern of misrepresentations and failure to comply with town requirements, they may once again place tenants in the property without proper oversight or screening. We fear that our neighborhood, along with the town, will again bear the burden of addressing preventable problems while the owners remain largely absent. We respectfully ask the rental board to carefully consider the owner's history of noncompliance, the documented impact of our neighborhood, and the importance of protecting the health, safety, and quality of life of West Babylon residents when making its decision regarding this rental permit application. Thank you for your time, your consideration, and your continued service to our community. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Sir, please raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Thank you, sir. For the record, please state your name and your home address.
Yes. My name is Joe Jankowski. I reside at 1466 2nd Street, West Babylon, where my wife and I and our 2 children have resided since October 2017.
You're directly across the street from this house?
Correct.
Okay.
Yes. Over the past several years, and in particular the past 2, we've had ongoing issues, as my wife just explained, with this property. The home was rented to multiple tenants at a time, and for the period of a year and a half was also the location, as we said, of an illegally operated eyelash business out of the front of the home. When we testified to the accessory board on November 12th, 2024, we notified the board of these ongoing issues that we had seen, and the owner said that he was not aware of this business. Once the information we provided to the town was corroborated, the eviction process to remove the tenants began and took over 12 months. I'm including with my testimony email documentation that identifies the multiple times the town notified the tenants and Mr. Agnihotri of these issues. The emails, which included the town supervisor and town attorney, among others, document summonses and fines for renting without permits, served on October 1st, 2024, December 3rd, 2024. On December 26, 2024, a request to remove one tenant and apply to the rental board was made by the town. On April 15, 2025, a summons for no rental permit was required adjudication in court. Lastly, eviction notices were sent on April 21st, 2025. 7 months later, the town placed a placard on the house. That was November 10th, 2025. And the residents still returned for days, violating the notice. Once the home was cleared, the town boarded the front and back doors. I share this with you because I want you to be aware of the effort that the town put in, if you aren't, to this property, and for the protection of the surrounding neighbors due to the extremely negligent landlord. Through fines, summonses, and court appearances, these owners were well aware of the issues, yet did nothing in response to remedy them. I'm certain that this will happen again if they're granted this type of rental permit, because even in their attempt to apply for this rental permit earlier this year, they already violated the town code by listing it for rent last month. I've also confirmed with our neighbors that the owner approached them, stating that he had already secured tenants, 3 adults and 2 children. I don't know what that means, but I implore you to review this application diligently, along with the history, verifying that the owner and the landlord, verifying that this owner and landlord are not interested in anything other than collecting rent checks from multiple tenants with no regard to town code or the surrounding neighbors. Thank you for your time.
I have one question, sir. On 2nd Street, is this the only rental that you know of on 2nd Street, or are there other rentals on the block?
This is the only one that I know of.
You know, okay. All right, thank you, sir.
Sure.
Please come forward now. I'd just like to remind you that you're still under oath, okay, sir?
Yes.
Okay, and ma'am as well. So you heard the complaints from your neighbors.
Yes, so,
Is there 2 units in the property?
so can I just go back a little bit? Sure. They are the only ones here. Nobody else is here. If that house was that of a nuisance, I'm sure other people would be here raising their hands, and this is really bad. Now, I do understand that house was rented without the permit. We recognize that. As far as the business goes, I wasn't aware of it. They made a complaint to the town. Town came, checked the place. There was no business running. If they were doing it, I have no idea, but town came. When you run a business, let's say a hairdresser, you come in, you will see some kind of setup, a chair or a mirror and something you will see. I didn't see it. And I found out, they could have called me, they have all my information. They could have said, listen, you have something going on, come and take care of it. They chose not to, they called the town. I got a call from the town, someone that you running a business. I ran over there, I said, what business you running? They said, we have no business running. Maybe they removed the setup, I don't know. Town came without notice, they showed up and they checked it on the spot. Town didn't find anything. So it's not like just my word. There was no business was running. Now they were advertising somewhere, I'm not sure, but there is no sign up front saying there's an eyelash business. There is no way for me to know. So that was one thing. Yes, tenant, so we rented it out. We do agree that, we did. That's why we are going through the process of going through and applying for the permit and doing the right way. Now, I like to go back and also say that they are putting us into a very bad light, that these owners are really like, slumlords. We are running we're renting everything by the room, or we are renting as a halfway house. It's nothing like that. It's just one person was that they had issue with. I don't know what kind of issue there was. If they were called me, everything would have been okay. But they chose to call the town, which is fine. They can do that.
They're allowed to do that.
Yes.
That's what the town is there for.
Yes, sir.
Excuse me 1 second. How often do you visit the property?
I am there quite often, sir.
Once a month?
No, actually, last 8 months, I'm there like 2 to 3 times.
What about previously?
Previously was not as often, but
And you have received summonses?
yeah, so, and I took care of it. I was working with town attorney, Mr. Jorge. Jorge knows the problem, and I explained to him.
Why'd you let it get to that point?
Because it just took so long to get somebody out. I started the eviction process right away, but seems like these people know their rights. And it took 6-7 months. I have to go to Mr. Jorge and say, can you help me get these people out? So he said, I will help you. And he got involved to get them out sooner. And once they got them out, Mr. Jorge told me that they were keep going back. So I have no way, I have to board the house for you. I said, board the house, please. So they boarded the house because these people were keep coming back in. My front door was all busted. Like you could walk right in, because these people, when town showed up, I guess, they took them out like by force. I hired the attorney and everything to get them out as soon as possible, but I couldn't do much because they, I guess, knew their right. They were just there from 6-7 months. So I tried my best to get them out. Then Mr. Jorge got involved, and they got involved, and he helped me get them out. So house has been empty since November. There's nobody is living in the house. I have not rented the house to anyone. House is still empty to this day. I will not let anyone in unless I have the permit. I have reached out to other other neighbors, as he said, and I said, please, if you have any issue, just call me right away. I will not ignore if there's anything that you see, a police being called, or, unauthorized vehicle, or maybe a big truck is parked, please call me right away, and I will take care of it. I'm willing to do that with them as well. I'll give them my contact information. I want to tell the board one thing, that we are not ignoring anything. I am on top of everything. House looks beautiful. It's not like it's a very eyesore or rundown house. Lawn is manicured every week.
Well, obviously, we send an inspector there. The inspector goes before the meeting, a day or two before the meeting. If there's any issues, the inspector would have brought them up to us, just from the outside, just to, they walk around the property, and there was no issues on the property.
There's no issue with, so it's a new driveway. House looks just as good as any other house on the block. It's just one tenant that caused some issue, and I recognize it. It took me a little while to get him out, because in New York, as you know, it's not that easy to get somebody out. But, our process, I am more open, not only open, more due diligence with the people who are bringing in. We will bring in and make sure that we will be more involved, because we don't want anybody to be uncomfortable, as they are saying. And I like to say that nobody else is here but them.
Good. No, good.
Thank you, and you're speaking passionately. The neighbors have spoken passionately.
Yes.
I appreciate your participation. What years have you owned the property?
So we bought the house in 2018 and thinking that my parents gonna live there. That never happened. I was there because I worked in city for a little bit, and I was there in and out, not all the time, but whenever I work in city, I would go and I would stay there for a couple
So
of days.
there was a time that you
There was a time there.
hold on. That's not the full question. There was a time that you resided on the property?
Yes.
Did you file your taxes?
Yes.
Is that okay?
Yeah. Yes.
And since 2018, what years have you held a rental permit?
So the rental permit was valid till 2022, I believe. Don't quote me. I don't remember.
Was this
Beginning when?
accessory
Accessory apartment, yeah.
Okay, accessory apartment.
Yeah,
Okay.
2021 or 2022. Even then, I paid the money for the permit, but before the inspection, I believe, issue happened, you know, so then obviously, you know, we said, you know, we took people out, we took it's a whole house rental, you know, that's what we are thinking. You know, so yes, there was permit on it, but.
There was never a time that you moved out of the property and rented units separately?
I'm sorry, what was that?
There was never a time that you did not reside at the property and rented the units separately?
So there was a time where there were people were living. Yes, I do. You know.
When was that?
23, 24.
I'm more curious. For how long was that?
2 years, maybe 3 years. So
During those years, did you hold a rental permit?
so there was a lap. Yes,
So you had like an accessory apartment permit up until 2022.
That's
You
what
move out of the property around that
2020.
time, and then you have 2 units, no permit, and we're renting.
couple of years.
For a couple of years.
Yeah. So we paid the fine for it, and I do understand we made a mistake, and that's why we are doing the right thing by filing the proper permit and making sure that there are no issues from our end. We want our neighbors to feel comfortable as well. You know, so we are doing our best to make sure that we follow the rule and, you know, have peace on that block.
Yeah. You seem to be a very engaging person. You know, we appreciate you coming down and being part of the process.
Thank you. I'm just trying my best to make sure that I don't want anybody feeling uncomfortable.
Did you did you advertise for rent this year?
So I was wanted to see, I advertise, yes, but there is nobody living there. There is no lease has been signed.
There's also no rule against advertising. So.
Okay, so I didn't know, but I asked a realtor and they said the same thing. But I said I will not let anybody into the house, and house is still empty.
No, you could advertise in anticipation of being issued a permit. That's well within your right.
Okay.
Excuse me, sir, do you understand what the neighbors have been through?
I do understand, and I'm sorry for it, and that's why I am there more often. I went to, as they recognize, to my neighbors. I apologized to them. I gave them my contact information. If they have any issue, they can call me right away, and I will take care of it. Moving forward, I will be much more engaging with that property, much more than I have been in the past. And I wish they would have told me sooner. I would have taken care of this property issue right away. You know, it would not have dragged on. But soon as
It comes down to where they told you sooner. It comes down to where you should have known.
I agree.
As the
and
property owner.
I do recognize. We do accept it, and that's why we are trying to do what we're trying to do to make sure.
Work in the right direction.
Yeah.
We're good
Yeah.
citizens.
Do you own any other rental properties in the town of Babylon?
Yes, but we have permits and everything. I'm working with Mr. Jorge, with all the applying for the permit and everything for all of those homes now.
Have you received any violations on those?
So 1050 North Indiana is all good. My 1544, there's some variance because when we bought the house, I didn't know that deck was something was issue with that. I'm not sure. So variance was issued. I hired a company. They did that. They asked me to remove the pool. I am removing the pool. So that's in process. You know.
So there's two other properties.
So no. So 1050 North Indiana is already done. We have the permit. Everything was done. You guys have granted me. 1473. We are here today. 1544 is in the process. 84 Anderson is left. I am in contact with Mr. Jorge. I went to the, it's a hearing on, in Amityville. I spoke to Mr. Jorge, can you give me a month? And then I will apply for the permit there as well.
Excuse me. So you knew you needed permits for these places, right? You were aware of that?
I didn't know that whole house, when you rented, you still need a permit. That I wasn't aware of.
You weren't aware of that?
No, I was aware of if you have accessory, you need it, but the whole house, I wasn't sure that I needed a whole house permit. You know, that's
Should have looked into it before you purchased the home, right?
Yes, now I realize it.
Nobody questioned that you're not good citizens. I know
No, I
you
know.
had made that
We
comment.
made a
We're not
mistake.
questioning your credibility or your integrity.
And we made a mistake, and we are trying to do everything right.
Okay.
We're questioning your compliance.
What's that?
We're not questioning your integrity, we're
Yes,
questioning your
and
compliance.
we realize, I'm sorry,
And
and I'm ready to apologize to you guys that.
Yeah, hold on, stay with me.
Okay, sorry.
It's not their responsibility to contact you.
Okay.
It's not their responsibility to contact the town sooner.
Okay.
They've got an issue, they have a complaint, we have a process,
Okay.
and we're all going to be a part of it.
Okay, very good.
Anyone else from the board wish to speak regarding this issue?
No, thank you.
Thanks.
Anyone, so at this time, do we have a motion?
Motion to deny.
Seconded by?
Seconded by Carla Bryant.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none. Unfortunately, at this time, this application was denied. Maybe what I could suggest going forward, maybe you guys could just step outside and exchange numbers and maybe discuss, the issues. I mean, obviously, they told us what the issues were here today. Maybe maybe they could give you some other issues that they are having and things like that, so you could be better neighbors with them.
So house has been empty for 8 months. There has been no issue with that. I mean, we are taking responsibility here moving forward. So if you denied me the permit, what we supposed to do?
You could reapply.
Or reapply?
Reapply, yes, sir. You have to reapply.
So we start the whole process again?
Yes, sir. We know that there was issues in the past, obviously, and there's been a little bit of a problem house.
Okay.
But you can reapply. Maybe take a few minutes and just talk to your neighbors.
So what if they don't want to engage me? Like I'm thinking of my options. If we do
Could sell it.
reapply, which we will, but if the issue comes back again, then what do we do? So we need to get a legal. Okay.
Thank you very much. Thank you for understanding.
Thank you.
Thank you. On the record, I would like to address, there's more communication. Basically, the neighbors wrote an email, correspondence about 1473 2nd Street in West Babylon, and this was read and filed. At this time, we'll be ending the live streaming